Imagine a $100 billion company being deleted like a picture on your phone. That's what happened to one of the most powerful tech companies on the planet. It wasn't sold, wasn't restructured, deleted. But how exactly does that happen? How do you delete a company? 19 years of existence, 70,000 employees, $100 billion in revenue? Gone. Absorbed into a competitor like it never existed. That's the story of Compaq. It didn't die because it failed. It died because it won. That's basically suffering from success. It beat IBM. It beat every major computer manufacturer on Earth. It became the single largest PC company in the world, and that is exactly what killed it. And in the next couple minutes, you'll see exactly how that happened and how the most dangerous thing in business isn't failure, it's the wrong kind of success.
The year is 1981. IBM releases the IBM PC and instantly owns the entire personal computer market. Every analyst, every investor, every executive on the planet agrees. Nobody beats IBM. Rod Canyon apparently doesn't get that memo. Canyon is a mid-level Texas Instruments engineer with no funding, no factory, and no brand. But he has a vision, a different kind of computer that would challenge IBM. He draws the blueprint for his first computer on a literal restaurant placemat and takes that sketch to a venture capital firm. They give him $1.5 million, which by Silicon Valley standards is barely enough to buy lunch. He had just one plan: build a computer that runs IBM software, exactly like IBM, but smaller and portable, so engineers could take it on the road. There's just one problem. IBM controlled the operating system. Without Microsoft's DOS license, Compaq couldn't build a single machine, and IBM owned Microsoft's exclusivity. Except they didn't. They just thought they did. Bill Gates had quietly retained the right to license DOS to other manufacturers, a detail IBM's lawyers somehow missed. That single legal oversight was worth hundreds of billions of dollars. Fast forward to 1982, Compaq ships its first product. It weighs 28 pounds and looks like a goddamn sewing machine. They call it portable. They sell 53,000 units in the first year. First year revenue equals $111 million. It is the most successful product launch in American business history, a record that stood for decades. But Compaq isn't just competing with IBM anymore. They're about to start a war. By 1986, Compaq crosses $1 billion in annual revenue, the fastest company in history to do it. By 1992, they're the #1 PC manufacturer on the planet. They dethroned IBM, the company everyone said couldn't be beaten. That's like when Lesnar ended The Undertaker's streak at WrestleMania. And they did it through one brutal strategy: move faster than anyone thought possible. Whenever Intel released a new chip, Compaq immediately shipped computers with it before IBM, before anyone. They were so fast that Intel began designing chips in secret with Compaq first, cutting IBM out of its own ecosystem. Think about what just happened there. IBM created the personal computer, and the company that built that computer was now being bypassed by Intel in favor of Compaq. That's a coup. But coups attract enemies, and in 1991, the most dangerous enemy Compaq ever faced didn't come from a competitor. It came from inside the building. Stay with me, because in about 90 seconds, you'll see the decision that started the collapse of everything. It's 1991. Compaq is flying. Premium computers, premium prices, massive margins. Life is good. Then the board meets, and they fire Rod Canyon, the founder, the man who built Compaq, removed by his own board of directors. His replacement was Eckhard Pfeiffer, a hard-charging sales executive who believed Canyon was thinking too small. Pfeiffer's vision was simple but brutal and would eventually destroy the company. He wanted to go mass market, cut prices, cut costs, flood every retailer on the planet with cheap Compaq computers, race Dell and Gateway to the bottom. In the short term, it worked. Revenues exploded, market share soared. Compaq went from $3 billion in revenue to $14 billion in just 4 years. But here's what Pfeiffer did to get there. He gutted the margins. Compaq was no longer a premium brand. It was a common commodity. And the moment you become a commodity, you're in a race you can never win because there's always someone willing to be cheaper. That someone had a name: Michael Dell. Dell was building computers to order directly to customers with zero inventory costs. Compaq was building computers by the millions, filling warehouses, guessing what customers wanted. The math was catastrophic, and the board was about to find out, but a little too late.
By 1998, Compaq's profits are collapsing. Dell is eating them alive. The board panics, and they do what panicking boards always do. They make a massive acquisition. Digital Equipment Corporation, DEC. It was a $9.6 billion deal, the largest acquisition in tech history at that point. The logic was simple. DEC had enterprise servers, high-margin products, corporate clients, exactly the premium positioning Compaq had destroyed when they went mass market. It made sense on paper. In reality, it was a catastrophe. Two completely different corporate cultures, completely different product lines, completely different customer bases, and they didn't even know how to integrate them. The DEC acquisition burned billions in cash, created internal chaos, and distracted leadership for years. While all these were going on, Dell quietly became the largest PC company in the world. The title Compaq bled and fought for was taken without a single dramatic moment, just a slow, grinding execution. In 1999, the Compaq board fires Eckhard Pfeiffer. The company that fired its founder to grow faster, then fired the man who grew it, was now leaderless, bleeding, and staring at a competitor it could not beat. And the worst decision hadn't even been made yet.
Enter Carly Fiorina, CEO of Hewlett-Packard. In 2001, she announces HP will acquire Compaq for $25 billion. The business press calls it bold, transformational, a power move. Walter Hewlett, son of HP's co-founder, calls it a disaster. He launches a public campaign against his own company to block the deal, buys ads, makes speeches, goes to war with Fiorina directly. He loses, and the deal closes in May 2002. And here's the plot twist nobody expected. Walter Hewlett was right. HP's own internal projections showed the merger would destroy $7 to $12 billion in shareholder value. The cultural integration was a disaster. Thousands of layoffs, duplicate product lines, confused customers. Carly Fiorina was fired 3 years later. In Compaq, the company that beat IBM existed only as a logo on a product line. By 2013, HP quietly retired the Compaq brand entirely. 21 years of existence, and that was how Compaq was quietly deleted.